Sex. That's what we're talking about tonight.
I am Kimberly Fischer.
And I'm Bill Fischer. And tonight we're going to talk about sex. We're going to talk about frustration in relationships because of sex. And then also why we're frustrated in the first place and lack of communication.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Absolutely. This is When Your Partner Is Your Partner, where we talk about the struggles that we have when we're in business together and we have to come home and actually still be married and in love with each other. And sex is one of those topics that we all fight about. Why do we fight about it?
Yeah.
What is it about sex that is so difficult?
Well, to start with, I want it on a very regular basis.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always happen. Why doesn't it happen? Why isn't that? Let's talk about that. Why do you not desire sex the way that I do as a man or the average man compared to maybe an average woman? But you're not average. That's not what I mean. I mean, you're way above average. And I didn't want you to think that because, yeah.
That was a nice save. Well, why do we have a different, we're wired different. We're made differently. Your desire is, statistically men have it more often, a more stronger urge and desire than women do, right? And it's just because I think it has a lot to do with the fact that, we got so much going on all the time. Our brains are like 10,000 miles a minute. I'm multitasking everything. I got all these balls in the air that I'm juggling.
You said balls in the air. Sorry.
All right. And because of that, my mind is really focused on all the other responsibilities that we have.
Yeah. And that's true too, because men are a lot of men are super focused on one thing. We're able to get into, let's say, the sex box. When it's on our mind, that's the only thing we're thinking about. Like when we go to work, we're thinking about work and we're thinking about accomplishing a task. And that's all we're thinking about. And how women think, most women, not all women, but most women, there's nothing, you're not in your own box. You're thinking about many different boxes at the same time.
Everything's connected.
When I'm thinking about sex and I'm like, ah! And you're thinking about dishes.
And I got to pay that bill.
And I got to go change the diaper. Did you take out the trash? like literally, we could be getting ready for sex and you're getting undressed and then you're talking about, did you feed the dogs today? And I'm like, what? What are you even talking about? Right? Shut up. It's the truth. We think so differently. So this is why I'm so hyper focused on it. Like, we got to do it right now. And you're like, what do you want to do for dinner tonight?
I got lots of things done. I'm a multitasker.
Yeah.
You love that about me. I get a lot done.
I do love that about you. But that is the difference between most men and most women. And why do you not think about it as much as I do? It's because
we're just wired differently.
Yeah.
And not wrong, just different. Right?
Not wrong. Yeah.
And early in our marriage, we actually, in 2007, we were on the road to divorce. We were pretty close to it. We, last Hail Mary, somebody bought us tickets to go to the Weekend to Remember. And we came away from that weekend feeling like we were absolutely transformed. We were new people, right? And when we came home from that event, we went to our church and we told our pastor, hey, we want to stay connected. We want to figure out how to do this well. We really want to, we'd like to be part of a marriage group. And he goes, awesome. I think you guys should start it. And we're like, no, wait, hold on.
No. We said we're broken.
Mm-hmm.
We need help and we're in trouble.
Mm-hmm. And he said, great, start one.
And that's what I was saying is, no, I don't think you understand. I don't think you get it.
We need a marriage group.
not we lead, we need. You probably didn't hear that right.
Yeah, I don't think you heard that. Yeah. And he was like, no, I think you guys would be perfect for it. And we didn't realize how hungry other people were for that connection of other couples that are struggling. And so our first session, our first meetup, there were 9 couples that showed up. And we were all struggling in a lot of the same areas.
Yeah. You know what I felt was so cool was, and it really made me feel like I wasn't alone is that, when we're going through the room and we're talking about maybe some of the struggles, some of the problems we have, and over the weeks and years we've spent together in this couples group that we put together, was that we learned that we are a lot alike. And most men struggle with the same struggles. Most women struggle with the same problem. And crazy. And
Yeah.
I thought I coughed or something. I'm sorry. But most of us struggle with the same thing. And what's funny is that we've always made the joke that if we were all to toss our problems in the room,
into a pile
because we didn't want them anymore, after hearing everybody's problems, you'd probably take your own back.
Yeah, we'd go and take our own back for sure. Yeah. And, my favorite part about being a part of that group was I sat in the circle listening to all these couples and I went, wait a minute, your husband does that too? And your husband does that too?
Your husband grabs your butt all the way up the stairs every time. Yes.
Yep. And all of a sudden I realized that there's nothing wrong with you.
Your wife swats at you like you're a fly. Yes. Yep.
Understanding that all guys were the same made me realize that if I divorced you, then I'd just get another version of you if I got married again.
And that's the unfunny part of it, is we were on our way to a divorce. But the saving grace is that through all of that, the couples groups that we put together and led, and we learned so many things about each other. We learned the differences between men and women, how we think, why we're so different. And I got to tell you, it's really crafted, saved, and shaped our marriage.
So the interesting thing about being in that group with all those people was that we recognized that there was a symptom that each of us struggled with, and that was lack of intimacy in our marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And we realized that the reason that there was lack of intimacy in the marriage was actually not hard to fix.
That's funny though, because now that you say that, every guy complained, not enough sex, not enough sex, not enough sex. But most of those marriages were like us, on their way to divorce.
Yeah, they were struggling just like we were. And so there are easy things that you can do in your marriage, stuff that you can add that will make your marriage stronger. And the lack of sex was just a symptom
of exactly what was happening. And what we call that is the thermostat of the bedroom is controlled in the living room.
Yeah.
So the temperature of what's happening in the bedroom is because of what's happening in the rest of the house.
Right. So at hour 24, you don't get to just reap the benefits if you didn't spend the previous 23 hours connecting with your spouse. And that's really what it comes down to is it's a lack of connection. Lack of desire for sex is a lack of connection and a lack of understanding for each other. And so we have this awesome framework that will help you in your marriage, that if you apply these, this will help you.
You're going to get sex. You're going to get it.
It'll help that intimacy be a little bit better. And the acronym is DATE, D-A-T-E. And so the D in DATE stands for...
The D?
No, D stands for deal with the difficult stuff, right?
Oh, deal.
Yes.
Like problem solve.
Right. Deal with the difficult things.
Gotcha.
So in our marriage group tonight that we met with couples, one of the couples the husband shared that at one point it was just easier for him to stay at work than to come home because it was hard at home. And he got praise while he was at work.
Yeah. Yeah. As men, one of the first things that God did for us is he gave us a job. And why? Because that's the way he designed us. And we look for that praise. We look for that attaboy. We look for respect. Hey, you're doing a great job. Thank you so much. Keep it up. And you're needed here and important. And that's what we all as men want to know. And when we go home, we really want the same thing. And if we don't get it at home, we have this lack. And so we're disconnected.
Well, you have a desire to disconnect and just be away from that because it's difficult. But that doesn't mean that gives you permission to do that, does it?
No, I'm not saying it's permission. It's just how we're wired.
No, I think what it is it's understanding that, okay, this is difficult and I have a desire to be here because that's difficult. But if you don't go into the difficult, then what are you investing in? You're investing in work. You're investing in, career stuff. But really, where should you be investing? Should it be at work or should it be at home and being a dad and a husband and you know what I mean? So it is difficult, but you need to move into that difficulty.
A is to act intentional. And why do we say act is because it's not normal for us, is it?
It's because that you can't just expect it to happen spontaneously. What about when we were raising babies and we had little kids at home and everybody's noisy and up all different hours? We used to have code word. Do you remember what it was?
Laundry.
No, it's gonna just got some time for some laundry.
Yeah, those dirty clothes.
Until I tricked you with a basket of clothes.
Son of a bee! Every time.
No. But yeah, you have to be intentional. You have to figure out ways. And sometimes that means that every opportunity, that seems like a window, you go, hey, is this a window? Could we do it? Or sometimes you have to plan for it.
Mhm.
You can't just expect it to happen spontaneously, like you're both going to wake up one day and be in the mood. You have to go, hey, on Wednesday night, no one's going to be home. And I think we should have some connection time that should lead to some physical time.
Yeah. And that brings up a good point too, because a lot of men, we're physically charged on a much more regular basis. And we're always thinking in the mood, let's go. How about now? How about now? How about now? Right. And you're not,
No.
or a
Women
lot
are
of women
wired
aren't.
differently,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're wired differently.
Not
than
everyone, but yeah, everyone in our marriage group, they were all like, yeah, once a month, I suppose.
Mm.
But, I think that it's important to realize that we are different. And when we're different, we can't expect our spouse to want and need the same way that we do. And so that acting intentionally isn't always just for what my needs are, that acting intentionally is actually for each other.
Mhm.
Yeah. And thinking of the other person as well.
You intentionally have to initiate where that's not a problem for me.
Yeah.
I'm always ready to initiate.
Yeah. You're like, I see your ankles.
I am the initiator.
You are the initiator. Yep. That's why I get dressed in the closet.
Yep.
And then here's something that we had to do. We had to do this a lot. We had a lot of these conversations. We had to talk about sex, but not like okay, I like it when you touch this.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
And it's not about if you push this button and you push that button. It's nothing like that. It's talking about what my needs are and what your needs are. Like, for me, I finally realized after we heard this one woman speak, she said, sometimes when you're really hungry, you just hit the drive-thru and get a couple of cheeseburgers, right? And you don't really have to get all crazy and make any big deal out of it. You're just trying to feed your hunger today because it just needs to happen. And then there are other times when you're going to go out for a really nice steak dinner, you're going to get dressed up and you're going to put a lot of effort into it. And that's kind of how sex is. It's not always going to be a steak dinner. Sometimes it's just going to be a cheeseburger because that's what your husband needs and in the moment. And that's the part that I had to really understand. And it's a difficult subject because I don't want to be a pincushion ever.
And I don't want to be considered a pin.
Yeah. And so we have to have the conversation. Like, what are your needs and what are my needs? And how can we come together and have where we're both of our needs are being met, not just mine. For me, it was like, I'm so tired at the end of the day and it just feels like you're putting another expectation on me. And for you would say to me, when you say that, it makes me feel like I'm at the bottom of your priority list. And what we were both saying is that I want to know that I'm important and I want to know that I have value and that I matter to you. And that's really what sex is about. It's not about the physical release and all of that, which, feels great in the moment. But honestly, if that's all it was, you wouldn't need me.
That's true. That's 100% true. We're all capable of physically taking care of ourselves, but the frustration is at the end of that it's really what we need is that skin to skin time, that connection time, the just being completely connected with each other.
Right. And that connection is the whole point, is the reason that we want to have sex with each other is for the connection and having a conversation And sometimes many, many conversations will help you understand your spouse's needs that much more. And then the last part of the acronym is E, which stands for eliminate. What are some things that people probably would need to eliminate to have a better sex life?
The word no. Get rid of it. It's gone.
He makes jokes about that, but this is actually a reality of what I have decided. Early in our marriage, I realized that sex was a need for him, and I just don't think about it, but maybe once every 3 months, and I could just keep on going because I'm a busy person and I'm a multitasker, and so I decided that it's never a no. I may not come with a party hat and pom poms and all excited to join the party, but it's never a no. And when I participate, I'm never disappointed, and I can certainly be put into the mood. But in the moment, if you're thinking that I'm going to be like this charged up initiator, that was a disappointment for you, but a reality in those conversations that we had that you had to come to the reality that it's never a no. It's just, I'm not always going to be a super enthusiastic, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lay there like a dead log, but I mean,
here's one of the reasons why we have that disappointment. And this is kind of more of a serious talk about this side of it, because guys, a lot of us have been brought up around pornography, and we have this idea, this false belief and this lie of how a woman should be in the bedroom and how she should act. And she should be this crazy porn star that just can't wait to get you naked and get in the bed with you. But it's not the way that it is. It's not real. Like I said, it's a lie. It's a fantasy, and they're feeding into fantasies. And when you go into your bedroom and you expect your wife to act like that woman on the video or whatever the case, it is a lie, and you're going to be frustrated, and you're going to wonder why. What's wrong with me? How come you don't crave me like they do in the movie? And how come you don't do the things that they do? And how come you're not into this and you're not into that? Well, it's a freaking lie. And if you're watching pornography, you have to stop. You have to rip it out of your house, get rid of it, gut it out. If you have to throw away your phone, throw away your phone. It is going to ruin and kill, destroy your marriage. And it's just false. And so eliminate the lies from your marriage.
Yep. And, maybe not such a destructive thing. There could be other things that are distracting you from having that quality interaction with your spouse. Things like being exhausted or staying at work longer than you should, things like that. Anything that's interfering in between you having that connection time.
You know what's a big one? Is this right here. So when I get home and I'm exhausted, all I want to do is feed me, right? Because I'm a selfish person, and that's how we all are, is I want to sit on this and I want dopamine. Because every time we get a notification, every time we open something, every time we see something funny or whatever the case, it's like we find joy in this and then we lose this, right? So I get connected to this, and the more I get connected to this, the more disconnected I get to you.
That's true.
And so we have to disconnect and eliminate the things at home. We have to be intentional, super intentional, because it's so easy to pick these up.
Right. Yeah. Which is why we picked date for the acronym, because you got to date your spouse. You have to be intentional. You have to do the thing to connect with your spouse. And trust me, I know what a lot of you are thinking, especially the women. I don't want to feel like I have to do anything. And I certainly don't want to feel like I'm a pincushion, like I'm just here for your personal pleasure. That's not my desire. And I recognize that might be what you're saying to yourself, is that this isn't fair and I shouldn't have to perform. And that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that the lack of sex in your marriage is a symptom. And that symptom is that you're not communicating. The symptom is that you're not being intentional with each other. They got distractions between the two of you. And there might be something difficult that you're not dealing with. And you stick with those. You date your spouse and you do those things. You're going to find that you're going to have more connection between you. And when you have more connection, you have more sex.
Let's get it on. Okay, so let's recap. So you pay attention to his deal, you give him action, you talk dirty, and you eliminate the word no. That's
not what we
date.
said.
That's
not what
that's date. D-A-T-E.
D-A-T-E.
Oh.
No, you deal with the difficult stuff. That's probably your blockage. That's probably the thing that is in between the two of you because you have something difficult that you don't want to talk about or you don't want to deal with. And then you act intentionally. We have date night every week because we know that we need it.
We're intentional.
We have conversations every day because we know it keeps us connected because the 23 hours prior to are what determine if that last 24th hour you're going to get some.
Yeah. And guys, and I'm not speaking for women on this. If this isn't your best friend, if you don't enjoy spending every moment with her, if you can't wait to get home to see her, and that's the only person in the world you want to spend the rest of your time with, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. We're designed to want this, and I do. I'm so blessed to have her as my wife, and
he really is.
He really is. He really is. And I'm just I am honestly blessed, and I can honestly say that if it's not there for you, you need to dissect and figure out why.
Because it can be.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing, is that it can be.
Yeah.
You need to date your spouse again. Here's your challenge for this week. It is to actually ask your spouse this question. Have a good conversation with them about this. And understand that you might have a couple of conversations like this, but ask them this. If we couldn't have sex, we couldn't have the physical act of sex for 6 months, what would you miss the most besides the release? And you'll probably find out that underneath of it all, it's really not about the sex. It's about, do you desire me? Do you want me? Are we good? Is there anything between us that shouldn't be there?
Yeah.
It's really about the connection.
Yeah. Sex is really a byproduct of a good relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And we believe that it can be really good.
Oh, yeah. And it's going to be good tonight. Let's get those pants off.
All right. We believe every marriage can be saved, but not every marriage is savable because it takes two people. So get over there and talk to your spouse. Do what it takes. Be intentional.
And date them.
It's absolutely worth it. Thanks for listening. If you felt like this episode was helpful, we would love it if you would like it, share us, follow us, and all the things because it helps us get our message out there. We are so grateful. We can't wait to meet you in person one day and tell you thank you for listening.
And let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good.
No.
No?
All right. Have a good day.